Hey, what's going on, Agents for Life? Welcome to podcast 216, where I'm going to get down and dirty about a little organizational life hack that I've been using for a while that really helps me prioritize and systematize a little bit, so to speak, my day. And I don't know if this is anything revolutionary in terms of this, this grandiose idea. It's probably something you've heard of, or probably something you do something similar in your day, but I did want to share it with you because it helps me stay focused and really weed out what is the most important elements of my day. And I do it with a really simple to-do list item, which is on a single sheet of paper. So very high tech, I know, and I'm excited to jump in and share it with you here. But before I do, a couple of things, and you've heard this stuff before, but I'm going to tell you again. March 7th through 9th, where are you going to be? I want you to be at Orlando with me and all the other leaders. And if you haven't yet, click the link, secure your tickets. If you don't know about it yet, you're not listening to these podcasts, but oh well. I mean, raise your hand. Feel free to ask. I'll tell you all about it. But that is the place to be. I want every one of you there because it's a game changer. It is an absolute life-changing event to go to that national training conference in March. Okay, that's the 7th through the 9th. Accountability. Okay, we are still doing all the month of January. Your accountability, you hit your number, I'm going to give you a lead credit. And we're doing that every week. So Fridays, 3 o'clock Arizona time, come into the Zoom, check in. I want to hear your numbers. I want to hear how your week went, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're going to celebrate success. So let's get after it. 2024 is going to be your year only if you make the decision for that to happen. And I've got your back 100%. Let's get this done. Okay, so back to the training. We are in a brand new year, and this is the time where it really starts to matter. A couple of weeks in, anybody can get excited about January 1st. Anybody can go to the gym January 2nd, January 3rd, right? You see the parking lots are full of people who make a New Year's resolution and keep the New Year's resolution for 3 days, 4 days. Here we are, January 9th. Okay, things are starting to maybe slip just a little. Not enough to make you worried yet, but just a little, and it's starting to get away from you. And then 2 weeks later, by the end of January, it's starting to slip a lot. And by February, your business doesn't even look the same. So this is where it starts. This is where the shoelace slowly begins to unravel. It's just a little bit looser. And this is where we want to nip it in the butt. We want to stop it and we want to keep your systems tight. We want to keep your commitment solid. Don't let up. Okay. This is the time of the year of the cycle where we gotta keep we gotta keep our systems intact, and we've got to keep our commitment, everything. Don't let up. Just trust me. So this is going to help you. Okay. Every single night, there's a 5-minute exercise, and I want to say that I do it. I've been pretty good at it, but yeah, I can do better. I'll be honest. But generally speaking, I'll spend a little time preparing and planning my tomorrow. So principle number one, I want you to not forget this. Principle number one is tomorrow starts tonight. Okay. Write that down if you need to. Tomorrow starts tonight. Every night before I go to bed, I think about tomorrow and I write some things down on a piece of paper. Okay. I'm starting to plan. I'm starting to envision my day. I'm starting to take a look at my calendar to see how I feel like my day can go if everything goes right, right? All the stars align. This is what my day's going to look like. Okay. Well, doesn't ever work out that way, but it's nice to have an expectation, an intention. Okay. We want to set that intention. You want to do it the night before. So there's a 5-minute meeting with yourself. It's probably the most important meeting that you have all day long. It's 5 minutes with yourself. And what you'll do is you'll sit down and you'll open up a little pad of paper. This is the one that I use. Looks something like this. Okay. It's just a little 5x7 pad or a half page. And I like the size because it's not so big and it fits into this nice little leather binder that I carry around with me everywhere. So it's small enough that I can keep it with me, but it's big enough that I can actually write some stuff down. So I pull out my piece of paper And I want to look at all the things that I need to do tomorrow. What are the most important things I got to do tomorrow? Okay. Basic stuff, right? You're writing out your to-do list and you're prioritizing it. Okay. I didn't come up with this. It's not revolutionary. I did warn you before I started the podcast. This is basic stuff. Okay. So write down what's most important about your day tomorrow. What, if I go to bed having accomplished 5 of the most important things, what are those things? Okay. And you might have more, but you're going for 5 because I think 5 is a nice round number. You feel accomplished. You feel like there's enough there to get some stuff done. It's not like 1 or 2 things, but it's also not like 20 things. And so 5, just for whatever reason, it's a good number. Now, maybe your number's 6 or 8 or whatever. I don't care. Look, the point is to stay focused on things that are most important. So I take this book with me everywhere I go, and I'm constantly checking and seeing if what I've done can get crossed off from on my list, because there is a certain sense of satisfaction when I cross off something from my list. I like to get a little pen and just mark it right off. It feels good because I'm actually progressing. I'm doing stuff, crossing it off. There's a satisfaction with that. So when I get stuff done, I'll cross it off. And at the end of the day, this is the meeting that I have again with myself. I pull out the list and I look and I see what didn't get done. And I ask myself, why did this not get done? Well, can I delegate it? Can I delete it? Or should I defer it to tomorrow? So if I can delegate, I'll hand it off to somebody else. If you have an admin, if you have somebody working in your office, or if you have teenagers at home, maybe you can hire them to do things for you. Whatever, if you can get it off your plate onto somebody else's, great. If you can delete it, that's the question that gets answered if you feel like it's not that important. You know, you give yourself a task and maybe after 3 days it's still on your to-do list. Maybe it's not that important that you absolutely have to get it done. Why does it keep showing up on your list? Why is it not getting done? Maybe it wasn't important. So if that's the case, just scratch it off. Focus on the stuff that's most important. Then the third one is defer. So if you really feel like it's important, then yeah, put it on tomorrow's list, but put it up in the priority on tomorrow's list. Try and get it done earlier so that you don't have that recurring item where it keeps getting transferred day after day. So while I'm working today, I'm doing my to-do list, but if I think of something I need to do tomorrow, well, I'm just going to turn the page and I'm going to write it on page 2. So that tonight, when I have my meeting with myself and I'm done deferring, deleting, or whatever I'm doing to my to-do list, I can just take that sheet, right? I can crumple it up, throw it away, and the sheet that's behind there has already started my to-do list from today, because I wrote some things down that while I remembered them, and this is the other key part of this, if you get good at writing stuff down, you don't have to use your brain as a memory bank. Our brains are not intended to be storage units. Okay. If you're storing ideas up there and thoughts and to-do list items and things you got to remember, you're going to bog down your creativity and you're not going to free up your mind to do what it does best. Think, right? You want your brain thinking for you. It's one of your biggest, most beautiful, amazing assets. And you want to get stuff out of there onto paper so that you can focus on what's most important. So piece of paper number 1 on my sheet is today's to-do list. Piece of paper number 2 is tomorrow's. And I'll get a start on it by any time something popping into my brain. Maybe I got to do that tomorrow. Open up my folder, lift up a sheet. I'm going to write it down. Tonight, when I go through and I consolidate my to-do list, I'll see all the things I wrote down for tomorrow. Maybe they're worth keeping. Maybe they're just random ideas. Cross them off, whatever you got to do. Listen, these to-do lists, they're sloppy. They're disorganized. They're scratching things off. It's not beautiful handwriting. This isn't dissertation. It's not going to be a beautiful piece of art by the time you're done with it. Get down and dirty with it. Cross stuff off. If it doesn't look good, if you don't like it there, get rid of it. It's a to-do list. It's a working document, and it's okay to get a little bit dirty with it. So that's how I organize my day. I mean, it's one of the ways, and it's a little bit of a life hack, if that is such a thing. I don't know. I hesitate even using that because maybe you're already doing something very similar. But I like the idea of bringing around a piece of paper wherever I go, writing stuff down as it comes into my mind, prioritizing, sorting through every night, the night before, to really set myself up for a win today. And then first thing in the morning, I open up my folder, I glance through my list and just make sure this is what my day's looking like. I look at my calendar and make any tweaks or adjustments, get into my office, and then I'm getting after it. So hopefully that's helpful. It's the 5 minutes that's going to change your life. It's probably the most 5 minutes, but most important 5 minutes of your day are those 5 minutes you dedicate to yourself the night before. Because I'll say it one more time, tomorrow starts today. Tomorrow starts today. Tonight, give yourself 5 minutes, plan for tomorrow, and then intentionally live into that plan. Do it over and over and over, and you'll see amazing results in your life, in your organization, in your thought process, in clarity, in how you see things, and how you start living intentionally into your day. I hope this helps. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week, hopefully with another tip or suggestion that will help you out. Take care.